Friends, in this video we are discussing next another important topic in effects of British rule, that is constitutional development. So here they say constitutional development means how Indian constitutions is created. So in that what we created or what we built by Indian constitution, so in that for one of the important basement we can see, that is British rules and regulations. So we have discussed how the reform done by British East India Company in the field of administrative system or civil or judiciary or military or land tax policy. They implemented different types of policies or systems, and this is one of the needable things in India because of people they don't know these are the administrative system. So these only government are there. We want to admit the government's rules and regulations. They don't know. So in that purpose, our British East India Company, they implemented different types of rules and regulations or laws. They implemented in India, and this is only one of the basement to create a Indian constitution also. So that means that we want to know, so what are the rules and regulations or laws or constitutional aims or that policy implemented by our British East India Company. So that Malina we want to know one by one. So in that first one here they are saying that is Regulating Act in the year of 1773. So before that we want to know why the British East India Company or British government implemented by Regulating Act in 1773. So because of already British they got the rights of Diwani rights. Diwani rights means to collect a land tax. So when they started to collect a land tax in the year of 1765, here next one point also they are saying, so they misuse the policy of Diwani rights. Who are the workers in British East India Company? They are misuse the policy of Diwani rights, and they given fake accounts or fake report to British government. How much of rupees they collected? That much of money's report they did not given to British government. So that's one of the important person is a parliamentary in British Parliament member. He criticized the British East India Company or the workers of British East India Company. So that person here they given Edmund Burke. So Edmund Burke, he criticized, he opposed the rule of British East India Company in India because of his saying the British East India Company British government they taking money with British East India Company and they utilizing the money. That also wrong method, means this is one of the criminal tax what the British East India Company implemented in India. So that is criminal tax because of how much of rupees they collecting by British East India Company in Indian farmers or in India. That much of money they did not submitted, or that much of money's accounts they did not given correctly to British government. So that means they given Edmund Burke they given name as a, this one tax for they given name as a criminal tax. And not only this one, so when the British East India Company they got to collect a land tax system or land tax policy in India, so they all are become very rich. So that only I say they are become very rich and they started to correct, and they all are become correct. And in Indian society, one of the new one problem that is arise, that is corruption. Because the British East India Company officials they all are involved in corruption, and they are become rich. And not only this one, and then involved in political matters of British government. Who are they become rich in British officials? After that they become they involved, are they showing the influence in British government. So that much of profit they got in India by a British East India Company. So when these like of incident happen in British East India Company, so they want to give some of the regulate or some of the direction for that British East India Company officials. So in that purpose only our British government they established by one of the new act, that is Regulating Act in the year of 1773. Because of who are the workers or officials in British East India Company, they all are become a corrupt. How much of rupees they took as a tax, they collected as a tax, that much of money they did not submit it to British government, and they involved in other different activities, illegal activities. So that's why British government took some of the measurements. So on that purpose, they implemented by Regulating Act in the year of 1773. So on that based of act, we can see some of the features based on Regulating Act. What was the points they added in that Regulating Act? So first one here they saying, before the implementation of Regulating Act in British East India Company, we can see there are three important presidency, three important regions in India. One is Bombay, second one is Madras, and third one is Bengal. So when this act is came, when they implemented by Regulating Act, so on that based, the British government, they done by Madras and Bombay region, both also they want to surrender or they want to under the control of Bengal region or Bengal presidents. And who are the head in that particular British company? Which president is the head means they are given as a Bengal president. So other presidents means Madras and Bombay region, they both also they want to get the direction of Bengal region and they want to implement the policy. So this is first one. And second one here they say, who are they become as a governor of Bengal? They are a governor general of India also. So that like a post they given because they want to control to other regions, other presidents. So on that purpose for who are they become head of in Bengal region, they only head for India also. This is second one feature. Third one here they say the governor general is a direct power. Here they say is authorized direct exercise control and supervise over the two presidency. And what was the powers they given to the particular general, governor general of India or governor general of Bengal for? They given direct power. They want to dominate or they want to control and they want to give direction for other two presidency. Other two presidents means Bombay and Madras. So this is third one. And fourth one here they say if Bombay and Madras regions in that government or who are general, they want to do war against any other kingdoms or they want to do any other peace agreement with any other against dynasty. So they want to take the permission of Bengal presidents or Bengal governor general. So without the permission of Bengal governor general, they could not do war or peace agreement. They want to take the opinion or here they are saying they want to take opinion of Bengal presidents. So this is fourth one. And fifth one here they say according to in this act, in Regulating Act, they established by the British government, established by one of the new court in India, that is Supreme Court of Judicature. Means first time they implemented by Supreme Court in the place of Calcutta. And in that court they appointed one of the Chief Justice and other three ordinary judges they appointed in the court of Supreme Court. So these are the important features we can see in the act of regulating. Means why they implemented Regulating Act? Because of the British officers, British East India Company officials or workers, they become corrupt. To give a direction or regulate for them only they implemented by Regulating Act. So on that based they want to control the presidency of India or British East India Company. So that's why they did by the Bengal is a they given superpower for Bengal region. So other two regions under the control of Bengal. And Governor General of Bengal, they become as a Governor General of India and they given full power to Governor General of Bengal. And any work or any programs they want to implement by other two presidency, they want to take the permission of Bengal. And first time they established it by Supreme Court in India in the place of Calcutta. So these are the important features we can see in Regulating Act. So after the Regulating Act, another important act implemented by British government, that is Pitt's India Act in the year of 1784. So when the British East India Company implemented by the Pitt's India Act in the year of 1784, so on that time they implemented some of the conditions in the act of Regulating Act. Because of in that Regulating Act they given some of the power, supreme power to the Governor General of Bengal. But here they done some of the changes. What we discussed in the Regulating Act, they did some of the control. So what was the features we can see in Pitt's India Act? That means, so here they say on the time they established it by Board of Controllers. So in that time they have 6 commissioners or 6 members in Board of Controllers. But the British government, they changed that one board of control and they replaced in that particular place as a board of director. And whoever they become a board of director, till that much time, who is taking decision about in Indian matters? The Governor General of Bengal. Who are the Governor General? They only taking all the decision. But here, so when they established it by British government board of director, so in that any matters is going on or any guidelines or any directions, who want to give here? Board of director. If any sector, administrative or military, so here they given that like only, or civil, about of land tax. So these are the matters who want to take the control in India? Board of directors. Till that much time, based on regulating act, who are taking that one controls? The Governor General of Bengal. But here once again they restricted the powers to Governor Generals, because of if you are given more and more power to Governor Generals, they can implement their own programs or facilities or their own rules and regulations. So they want to control the Governor General. So on that purpose, in Pitt's India Act, the British government, they established by one of the new commission, that is Board of Directors, to control a Governor General of Bengal. And another point also they added, why they implemented this one? Because of here they saying in India, any policy if they implemented by British East India Company, this policy want to came by the name of British Empire, not a British East India Company. Till that much time, any policy they implemented, they want to came by name of British East India Company. For example, established by dual government, or we can see Diwani rights. So they are implemented by British East India Company. But now they are saying, based on the Pitt's India Act, if any policy they are implementing by British East India Company, this policy want to came or they want to implement by the name of British Empire. And next one point also they are saying, here they once again they are saying political rights for Indians, that about they did not given any decision, also want to give for powers to Indians. So this one about they did not take any decisions. So after that here they say India is a part of British Empire, not a British East India Company. India is a part of British Empire, not a British East India Company. So if any decision or any final decision want to take, means only the British Empire, means full power we are given to India. Who is for we given? Not for British East India Company. We are given full power to British Empire. So this, like in Pitt's India Act, the British government, what they some of the powers they given in regulating act in Governor General of Bengal. So in that they did some of the restrictions. Means they established it by board of director, and any discussion or any decision want to take by board of director, not a Governor General of Bengal. And any policy they are implemented by British East India Company India, that policy or that programs want to came by the name of British Empire, because of who is ultimate power in India? Not a British East India Company, here British government or British Empire. So this, like we can see about the features of Pitt's India Act of 1784. So next one, another important act implemented by British government, that is Charter Act. So why the British government implemented by Charter Act? Because of to renew the license of British East India Company. Means if British East India Company they want to do trade or any business in India, they want to take the permission of British government. So in that purpose for only they implemented by Charter Act. Means this is to provide a license for British East India Company. We can see there are different types of Charter Act. Here they say in the year of 17, here they saying in 1793, 1813, 1833, 1853. We can see there are different types of Charter Act because of to provide a license to British East India Company. Means they want to renew the trade, license of to trade in India. So here we want to know there are two important Charter Act important. That is, one is 1813, second one is here they are saying 1833. 1813 and 1833 both also very important Charter Act in Indian history. So why that one both also very important in Indian history? So that only now we want to know features of 1813 Charter Act and 1833 Charter Act. So first one here they given 1813 Charter Act. So here first one they given the British East India Company they renewal the license. So on that based they started to trade in India based on 1813 license renewal license policy. And not only this one, here they saying another point also they saying, and person, if any one person, if they want to interest to the trade to develop in outside of India or outside country of India, they can do that also. They given permission in Charter Act of 1813. So after that, second one here they say the new license is authorized till for the period of 20 years. Already I told the Charter Acts, they providing to license for East India Company, that is 20 years. So 1813 Acts based on Charter Act, the British East India Company, they took once again to trade to do a trade in India, that is 20 years, till 20 years. And third one here they saying the board of director, they given one of the important power for board of director, that is they can appoint the governor general and commander in chief. So this was one of the important power they given to board of director. So based on Charter Act, the British government they given to power to board of director for they can appoint a commander in chief and governor general. So in that both posts also they can appoint by board of director. And last one here they saying, and fourth point they say, on the time only in 1813 the British government they given permission to Christian missionaries. They can spread about the religious or any other matters. So they given permission to Christian missionaries. So when they given permission to Christian missionaries, they came to India and they started to expand their religion in India, and they started their schools also to provide a education. So these Christian missionaries they arrived to or they entered to India based on Charter Act of 1813. And another one point here they saying, so based on this act, very important, because of Indians they got English education, and not only this one, British missionaries or Christian missionaries they came and they started to spread Christian religion in overall India. So in that based, this is 1813 Act is one of the important act. So after that one 1813 Act, we want to know another Charter Act, that is 1833 Act. And next one act, that is Charter Act of 1833. So when we are discussing about the Charter Act of 1833, this one also one of the important act in Indian history. So here also the British government they took some of the measurements, and we already knowing why the British government they implemented by Charter Act, because of to renew the license of British East India Company till 20 years. Because of already 1813 they implemented, so on that based next 20 years means 1833. So this is also one of the important act by Indian history. So here they are saying, so what was the conditions, so what was the features we can see in Charter Act of 1833. So first one here they say the Government General of Bengal, they given name as the Governor General of India. So who is appointed as the Governor General of Bengal, they become as the Governor General of India. This is one of the important feature. And second one here they say, and Governor General here once again he got full power, overall power of India. Till that much time board of directors they control by the Governor General of Bengal. But now we are saying based on 1833 Act, the full power, overall power, the British government they provided to Governor General of India. And next one here they saying, third one point here they saying, and central government of Bengal, here they saying, because of they only Governor General of India, the central government of Bengal, they have the rights about the final decision of any discussion or any issues about the war or peace or any other matters. Who want to take final decision here? The Governor General of Bengal. So they only take as a decision. So that they implemented the policy. And fourth one here they say, if Governor General of India or Governor General of Bengal, if is there any confusion about any issues, so they can get the suggestion of executive committees. And if is there any different opinion, so on that time they have own power by Governor General of Bengal. So on that based they can implement their own ideas. So this also power provided by British government to Governor General of Bengal. And fifth one here they say, so based on Charter Act of 1833, what was the discriminations going on in Indian society based on domination of based on color or based on gender or based on religion. So these are the practice prohibited by British East India Company or British government. Should not practice. These are the discrimination. So about these are the practice also they implemented by Act. And next one, sixth one here they saying the Governor General, this one is appointed. They have the power to appoint a executive committee. So this is mandatory. They have own rights. So on that basis, if they need, they can establish executive committee. If they need any suggestions or any idea about any problems or any issues. So on that purpose, the British government they given power to British Governor Generals. That is, you can establish your own executive committee. And last one here they saying all British companies allowed to trade relationship in India. So any companies are there to do interested to do a trade in India, the British government they allowed till that much time they want to take the till that much time only British East India Company they did the trade in India. But here they saying based on 1833 Act, today onwards based on 1833 Act, any companies if they are interested to do a business in India, they can start with the permission, with the license of British government. So these like 1813 and 1833 both also very important act for Indian history. Because of so much of reformation and some of the remedious measures they took in Indian society, and one of the new achievement in that 1813 Act, that is the English education arrived in India. So these like about in Indian history, this both act also very important. So after that we want to know next one act here they given British Government Act of 1858 to 1947. So why they called as the British Government Act? Because of in 1857 one of the new incident happened in Indian history, that is British they calling as the Sipahi Mutiny, Indians they calling as the first war of Indian independence. Means Indians they started against struggle against British East India Company, opposed to British rule. So in that purpose in 1857 especially soldiers they involved in a struggle. So when they started the struggle, so on that based here the British till that much time in India ruled by British East India Company. When the peoples or when the soldiers they started struggle, so on that based the rule of British East India Company ended, and one of the new government they took power in India, that is the British government. So that's why after 1858, so what was the policy they established by British government? These are the policy came by the name of British government. 1858 to we can say till 1947 they implemented different types of act. So here first one we want to discuss in that in here they saying first one here they given the Government Act of 1858. So now we are knowing already why the government of British they implemented by 1858 Act, because of in 1857 one of the new incident or one of the historical incident happened in the place of in India, that is the first war of Indian independence. So on that based in India till that much time British East India Company they are ruling in the place of India. But when this like of incident happened, after that the rule of British East India Company ended. So in that place replaced as a British government. So that's why they implemented one of the new act, that is British Government Act of 1858. So here they say in this act implemented in the year of November 1, 1858, and who is the implementer or who is announced this one? The Queen of England Victoria. The Queen of England Victoria announced the policy of the Government Act of 1858. And now we want to know what was the features we can see in 1858 Act. So first one here they saying the license of East India Company is cancelled. So in that place one of the new government established, that is the British government. Till that much time British East India Company they ruled in the place of India. So after 1857 or 1858 this place under the control of British Queen or British Empire. And second one here they say the post of Governor General is changed. Till that much time they implemented by the post of Governor General, but based on 1858 Act they cancelled the post of Governor General. So in that place one of the new post they created, that is Viceroy. So is first Viceroy here. So here they saying Lord Canning is the first Viceroy of India. And third one here they saying here one of the new posts they created, that is the Secretary of State of India. Secretary of State for India. So this like one of the new posts they created to do administrative system in India. And here they say who is responsibility for this one, this board or state. Here they given Secretary of State for India, for who is head or who is they maintaining. Here they saying the British cabinet. Their responsibility to control or to maintain the post of Secretary of State for India. And last one here they saying the Council of India they created to assist the Secretary in administration. And in this post only they created another post, that is Secretary to assist the administrative system in India. In this council we can see there are 15 members. In beginning they established it by Secretary of State for India. So in that they appointed some of the secretary to assist this one secretary post. Total how many members? 15 members. So these are the important points we can see in the Act of 1858. So after 1858 Act, we want to know another one, Indian Council Act of 1861. So this one 1861 Act also one of the important act, because of in 1857 when we did the struggle, the British government they understood, so we are not giving in the activities or we are not involving Indians in political activities or in political administrative system. So that's why this is 1861 Act is one of the important act. In this based on act, they given some of the responsibility to Indians by British government. So this one they called as a policy of assertion. So what is meaning policy of assertion? To solve the problems of Indians. So in that purpose they given some of the responsibility or some of the representatives they implemented or they appointed for Indians in the place of in India. So this only they given name as a policy of assertion. And not only this one, we can see some of the important features also. One is here they say Indians, the viceroy they have the power, they can appoint some of the Indians as a members of council. The 15 members of council are there, we already discussed in 1861 Act. So in that they can appoint, here we are discussed in 1858 Act. So on that based in 1861 Act they implemented by viceroy, they have the power in the 15 members in they can appoint some of the Indians. They are also non-official councillors. Here they given that only non-official members. They are non-official members. And another power here they given viceroy for they given another extra power in emergency period. In emergency period, viceroy they have the whole power, they can control overall India. In emergency period, any emergency issues has happened in India, so on the time who has got the more power in India means viceroy. So these like a features we can see in the Act of 1861. So after another act here we can see, that is Indian Council Act of 1892. So this 1892 Act is the continuing act of 1861. So what we discussed in 1861 Act, in this one continuous powers or continuous process we can see in the Act of 1892, because of on the time one of the new political organization established in India, that is Congress. So when the Congress is established, they created so much of demands in British government. So on that based they increased the numbers in legislative to means they increased the Indians members in legislative body, and they given some of the responsibility to Indians based on demand of Congress. So these are the features we can see in 1892 Act. So here they are saying, first one here they say the numbers of legislative members increased in regional and central legislative body. So this is one of the important feature. In 1892 Act, the numbers of legislative bodies they increased in regional or central. And second one here they given, and legislative council for they given another power, they can take the decision about the budget. They can do discussion and they can take the decision about budget. That like a power they given to legislative council. And third one here they saying, and if any questions, any issues are there about the government, any questions are there about the government, they can ask by Indians, but they want to give before 6 days before they want to give a notice. So these like a features they provided, British government they provided to India because of the demand of Congress. So these are the important features we can see in 1892 Act. So after 92 Act, here they give another one, that is the Indian Council Act, that is 1909. So this one 1909 Act, they called as another name, that is Minto-Marley Act. So why they called as a Minto-Marley Act? Because of here they say Lord Minto is a Viceroy of India on that time, when they implemented in 1909 on that time, and Marley is the Secretary of India, Secretary of State for India, in that member of Marley. So both including the implemented Act of 1909. So that's why they given another name, that is the 1909 Act. So in that act we can see this is encouraged about divide and rule policy in India. Till that much time, peoples they lived in India as a together. So when they implemented by 1909 Act by British government, so people they started against of or the favorism communalism. So what was the features we can see? That means in 1909 Act, here they saying first one, the numbers of legislative council they increased. In beginning they have only 16 members, but they increased as a 60. That much of members they increased. And second one, they increased the numbers of regional councillors. Here they say the regional council members also they increased. And third one, here they given representations of regional councils was allowed, but how they allowed the regional councils? By a conducting election. By elections they want to get a post of regional council. So this like they started to conduct a election in India. And last one point, this only major focused in divide and rule policy about only, that is here the British government they established it by separate constituency representations for Muslims. Here they say separate electoral college was created. First time the British government implemented by separate constituency for Muslims. So when this like of situation created, the problems created between Hindus and Muslims. So this is one of the new social problems created by Minto-Marley Act of 1909 Act. So after 1909 Act, another act is there, that is 1919 Act. So when we are discussing about 1919 Act, we already know in world history this is end of First World War. So on that time, on that period, the government of British they established by 1919 Act. So why they implemented by 1919 Act? Because of here they saying Lord Montagu is a Secretary of State for India. In that is a secretary. Lord Montagu is one of the important intention. We want to give more responsibility to Indians in legislative body. And he made a report and he submitted to, here they given, Lord Chelmsford. So Lord Chelmsford is the Viceroy of India on that time. On that time, Lord Chelmsford is the Viceroy of India. So when the Montagu he given the report, we want to give so much of responsibility to Indians in legislative body. So when they given, so Lord Chelmsford, the Viceroy of India, he accepted. And he declared in the date of 1917. August 20, 1917, he declared that, means implemented by Act of 1919. We are giving more power to Indians. We are giving more responsibility to Indians in legislative body. So that's why in that 1919 Act, we can say another name, that is Montagu-Chelmsford Act. Because of in that both only they created and they given some of the provisions they given to Indians. So that's why we are called as a Montagu-Chelmsford Act or 1919 Act. Now we understood why 1919 Act came, because of to provide some of the extra powers or responsibility to Indians in legislative body. So in that purpose only implemented by 1919 Act or Montagu-Chelmsford Act. So now we want to know what was the features we can see in Montagu-Chelmsford Act. So here they given one by one. First one here they saying Act formulated by bicameral legislative body. They implemented by two types of houses in India first time. One is lower house, second one is upper house. So these they established by two houses. And second one, derarche was allowed at regional government. Kings they can rule in regional level of government. They can establish their own government in local level. So that also they established it. And another one here they saying an High Commissioner was appointed for India. And they appointed one of the new commissioner post also they appointed. And next one here they given promise to improve local self-government, and local level also to establish a self-government for also they given some of the importance in 1919 Act. And another one, and budget was separated from central budget, regional budget and central budget. These like they divided by two types of budgets, because of in central budgets cannot interested or cannot concentrate about local level. So on that purpose we cannot develop local region also or regional level of places also. On that purpose they implement or they divided as a there are two types of budgets. And last one here they given they established by separate electoral college. We are discussed in 1909 Act also, but here given some other religious for also they given separate electoral college. For example here they given including Muslims, Sikhs, after that here they given Anglo-Indians and Europeans. For them also they given separate constituency, a separate electoral college. So these like we can see some of the important points about 1919 Act. So after 1919 Act, another important act we want to see, that is Indian Government Act of 1935. So before that we want to know in 1919 Act already told Derachar government means they given power to kings, not sorry, that is Derachar government means there are two types of government they established it in regional level, means two authorities they given to in that particular place. One is British government, they can rule, they can control, another side local leaders. So these like we can see Derachar government. There are two types of governments established in regional level. So that is 1919 Act, one of the small correction. So after that we want to know about Indian Government Act of 1935. So this is one of the important act, and this is one of the basement act for Indian Constitution, because of in this act created by overall commissioners who are there means only Indians. Only Indians they created one of the act, that is 1935 Act. Because of till that much time what we discussed in beginning of 1773 Act to till 1919 Act, so members of this act are Europeans, are England peoples. But here 1935 Act, this one prepared by only Indians. So that is one of the important act, and this one is basement for our Indian Constitution Act also. So who is created, that means, so under the leadership of Motilal Nehru in 1928, they created by one of the new act, that is 1935 Act. And here they say in that act, already told this one act is fully formed by only Indians. And in this based on act, they given so much of power or freedom to for Indians. So these like a features we can see in 1835 Act. And here they saying what was the features we can see, that means Indian Act. So here they saying in 1935, first one point here they saying the federal system established by in India. So in the federal system, Indians also they can participate, and they also become participate. And here they given here they say Indians principality, British governed regions and Dominion states was formed. So based on federal system, we can see there are two types of governments they established. One is British governed regional places, means only British they took the control and they started to rule in on that place. Another one is Dominion, means local leaders. So these type of governments established by 1935 Act. And another one here they saying Reserve Bank of India also established based on 1935 Act. This is also one of the important point. Reserve Bank established in the year of 1935. And another one, Derachar was established in central level. Last part we have discussed in 1919 Act we have discussed Derachar government established in regional level. But here they say this like of Derachar government they established in central level also, means two types of 2 person for the given authority. So this like a powers also they established it. And another one, Derachar was cancelled in the place of regional level. Derachar government established it means 2 persons they can rule, they can take the administrative powers, that like they established in central level, but in local level they cancelled, in regional level they cancelled. And they established it by autonomy. Independent person or independent rulers they can control the place of regional. So this like of act they implemented. And the federal court also they established it in based on 1935 Act. So these like we can see these are the basement for Indian Government Act or Indian Constitution. What we discussed 1773 Act to till 1935 Act, these are the acts very important for preparing Indian Constitution, and especially 1935 Act also one of the important, because of Indians, they got the knowledge and they prepared their own constitution and they prepared own acts. And not only this one, and these based on act, Indians, they involved in administrative system, they got the awareness and they got the English education. Based on awareness and English education, this is one of the important steps. We did struggle against British government. So in that purpose, these acts are very important, are very influenced by Indians. So on that based papers, they participated in independence and we got, they started freedom struggle and we got independence. So in that purpose, these constitutional development are very important for Indians. So these are the important points about constitutional development. Next class we can discuss about next another important topic. Okay.